Hey everybody, I'm Ivonix, and this is The Last Act. It's another game that was done for Adventure Jam 2018, and it's supposed to be a point-and-click murder mystery of sorts, so... this game is played entirely with a mouse. Click to walk somewhere, and to also interact with characters and objects. Items that are picked up by the inspector are held in the inventory. When in the drawing room only, click this button to begin describing a theory. Important, visit rooms, interact with characters, and pick up items to use them in your theory. Alright, fascinating. Let's see what happened here. Alright. Oh, wow. Dear Inspector, my apologies that I am not here to greet you in person. Would you be so kind as to meet with me in the dining room? You will find it down the hall to your left. Your faithful servant, Elaine Wolfe, concierge, the Blackstone Hotel. The note was held in place beneath this heavy paperweight. This could be a clue. I'll take it. So now I've got a paperweight in my inventory. Oh, and we're just walking around, just smoking up a storm as we go. That's not good. Enter drawing room, dining room. 1, 2, 3, 4. Don't they know that hotel rooms are supposed to be evens on one side of the hall and odds on the other? Enter bathroom, enter penthouse. Okay, let's go into the dining room. See what the concierge has to say. Hello, Elaine. Ah, Inspector, thank heavens you're here. I shall get right to the point. There has been a murder. Our unfortunate guest, Mr. Alastair Presage, was discovered this very morning within the study. My biggest fear is that if this crime is not solved quickly, the reputation of our hotel will be forever ruined. Sir, your fears are completely unfounded, for I, Inspector Gros Cliché, am known for solving cases quickly. My powers of speech are such that I am able to describe the facts of any case precisely. I am a compelling speaker, sir. In fact, you could say I am really good at speaking. He's not impressed. Like, really, really good at speaking. Astonishing. I'm pleased that you have taken this case, Monsieur Gros Cliché. If you will please join the other guests in the drawing room down the hall, it will be a good place to begin your inquiries. Wine glass, let's take that. The standards of this hotel are perhaps not as high as Mr. Wolfe would like. I can see that this drinking glass has red lipstick marks upon it. Okay, can't take that. Anything else going on? Leftover dinner. I suppose the concierge has been too busy to clear the plates from the night before. One of the meals is only partially consumed. Candlestick, could that be a murder weapon? Candlestick looks very sturdy. I'll take this, it may be evidence. Yeah, somebody got bashed over the head. Alright, let's go to the drawing room. Smoking like a chimney. Thank you for joining us, Inspector. He just teleported over. After the body was discovered, I made sure to have all of the guests gather here. No one call the police, you just call some private investigator. The perpetrator must be in this room. I will ensure that nobody leaves until you've solved the case. Inspector, sum up the facts of the case for us whenever you are ready. Perhaps you could give us a demonstration of your famous oratory powers now. Act 1, the final movements. Oh boy. Famous oratory powers. Uh-oh. So there's our murder victim. Tell theory. 1. I'll describe the final movements of the victim before the crime took place. 2. I will uncover the motive behind this heinous act. 3. Finally, I shall describe the crime itself, naming both the murderer and murder weapon. I shall now describe the final movements of the victim. As I've discovered, during their stay at the hotel, the victim was lodging in... What? No! Monsieur, that isn't correct. That is not the room the victim was staying in. He wanted a... Immediately after the victim, Elaine Wolfe retired to the drawing room. Ahem, Monsieur, as you can see, I am quite well and alive. Yeah, this is not good. Upon entering the drawing room, Elaine Wolfe took possession of a paperweight. Cancel theory! You realize there's a cancel button, good god. Thank god. I do not yet have possession of all the facts, I must do better. Huh. Ha, that's one thing you've got right. I knew you weren't up to the job. Screw you, Miss Odette Shapiro. Alright, I can only talk to the people in here. Well, let's start talking to him then. Creek Burbank? Greetings, Inspector. Creek Burbank's my name. I'll get right to it. I'm an oil. I have an interest in a prospect near here, and I don't have time to be hanging around. Go ahead and search my room. It's on the 2nd floor. Head left when you step off the elevator and mind the rats. Mind the rats? Ew. Talk to Elaine. Inspector, sum up the facts of the case for us whenever you're ready. Miss Odette Shapiro, this really takes the cake. I'm supposed to be shooting right now. I really don't need this. No need to raise your eyebrows. I'm in the movies. But you knew that already. Yes, it's me, Odette Shapiro. And no, I'm not signing any autographs right now. Yes, I'm in the penthouse suite, and yes, the door is locked. Why do I even have to tell you all this? Are you sure you're a real detective? You can have the keys to my room only when you've proven yourself to be a real detective. Such a shame. He sure was a fine-looking man. Eleanor Chase? What a rotten business. I wish old Amelia and I had never sat down here. Amelia Earhart? Oh, Amelia. Oh, it's the name of the biplane. We're holed up here while I make a few repairs to the old gal. I'm Eleanor, by the way. Miss Eleanor Chase. It was me who sounded the alarm. I found the poor man lying there this morning. I didn't recognize him at first. He was sporting a thick beard when he first arrived. My first thought was that he'd passed out. He was drinking and gambling with Mr. Burbank. My room is next to Mr. Burbank's. I heard him stumble in late. And Abel Wrath. They say the Lord moves in mysterious ways, but if you ask me, he got what was coming. Dabble in the dark arts and ye shall be judged. Wrath is the name. Preacher Abel Wrath. That is an interesting name for a preacher. I didn't like the fact he was lodging in the room next to mine. And our poor corpse. This is not the manner in which poor Mr. Presage would have expected to check out. I'm not touching him without a very good reason to do so. He's clean-shaven at least. One less job for the Undertaker, I suppose. Oh. Alright, let's go snoop around some people's rooms. Start with room 1. Can I? Oh! Use lift! That was dramatic. Alright, now we will enter room 001. Rat poison! This rat poison is a luminous green color. I'll take it. It may be evidence. So that was probably from the guy who's in oil, because he said, mind the rats. Let's enter room 002. Toolbox. What's in the toolbox? Miss Quested's toolbox is full of items with which she maintains her aeroplane. This wrench looks particularly sturdy. I'll take this. It could be evidence. Yeah. Too bad I don't know how the guy was killed. I mean, go to room 003. Painting. This is the preacher's room, obviously. This is a framed poster for a magic show. The man in the picture is wearing a top hat. The Mysterious Magnifico. Is there nothing I can take from this room? There's a candle, cross above the bed. It's all very Art Deco. And this should be the victim's room. That is the biggest fucking razor! An innocent instrument of male grooming or a deadly murder weapon. I shall take this as evidence. Perhaps this explains Mr. Presage's clean-shaven appearance. Why does he have a sink in his... just a random sink sitting there? There are a few small black hairs within the basin. Okay. That would make us think that he just decided to shave his beard off, but... Alright, let's go up to the lift. Go up to the 3rd floor. Let's go into the bathroom. Bathroom door is sealed with a padlock. The sign reads, "Apologies for the inconvenience." So gotta figure out what the frickin' combination is, and obviously the penthouse is gonna be locked, so... The penthouse suite is locked. I'm not sure. I'm sure that one of the guests will have those keys. Let's go back to the 1st floor. anything else in the dining room? There's the wine glass again. Yeah, nothing new here. Maybe now that I've picked more things up, I can talk with the other guests more? Hope so. Hey! Elaine, what's the combination for the... What's the combination for the fucking bathroom? Okay, let's try to throw together a theory and see if we can do anything. Get anything right, I guess. I shall now describe the final movements of the victim. As I've discovered during their stay at the hotel, the victim was lodging in room 004. Immediately after arriving, the victim retired. Alastair Presage retired to room 004, took possession of a razor. Oh, I gotta do the actions. In order to prepare for the night ahead, he took possession of his cutthroat razor, crossed the room to his wash basin, and shaved his beard off. This explains Mr. Presage's reported change of appearance between arriving and being seen later that evening. Story checks out. I guess we can trust you to get to the bottom of this after all. Fine work, monsieur. Please continue your investigation. Tell us what happened next. Okay, Act 2, the motivation. Now will you give me the keys to your room? Alright, maybe I was wrong about you here. These are the keys to my room. Of course, I have nothing to hide. I just had to be sure you were a real detective. You would not believe the lengths to which my admirers will go to get close to me. What about that goody two-shoes, Miss Chase, huh? Strange how she was the one who found him. I don't like her. She should mind her own damn business. Yikes. If you want my opinion, Mr. Burbank isn't the type of man to make friends easily, but he and Mr. Presage had a marvelous time together at dinner. Afterwards, he and Mr. Presage were in his room all night long, talking, drinking, gambling. When I heard Mr. Burbank slam his door shut early this morning, I heard him shout furiously. I heard the word cheat. Uh-oh. Every evening before dinner, I make sure I get nice and cleaned up, wash away my sins, so to speak. See, that explains the bathroom being out of order. A faucet just came away in my hand. After my ablutions, I returned to my room. I swore that the picture hanging on the wall weren't sitting right. Huh. Creek Burbank. Good job, you got the first part of the story out of the way. A man has work to be doing. I need to strike a deal on that prospect fast. Say, have you considered the preacher might have had a hand in this? His room is right next to the recently departed, after all. Preacher told me you could hear the man of a night. He could hear the man of a night. Said he was working magic in there. Monsieur Gross Cliché, I am so pleased with your progress. If the case is solved quickly, perhaps the reputation of the Blackstone Hotel may be saved. By the way, you may have noticed that the bathroom on the top floor is inaccessible. You may thank the preacher, Mr. Wrath, for that. He has broken the hot water faucet, and I am waiting on a workman to come and fix it. You know by now, Monsieur, that I hold myself in this hotel to a very high standard. Okay, so you're probably have to wait for the next chapter to, learn the combination to get into the bathroom. So, let's go, the guide said that his, the painting was askew, so let's go, take a look in room 03 again, really quick. See if we can do more. Nope, doesn't do anything new. Okay. Interesting. Guess we'll just go to the penthouse now. Suitcase. Double sinks. Suitcase bears the initials AP. Alastair Presage. Let's see what is inside. This case has clearly been packed quickly. There's a curious mix of artifacts, both men and women's clothing. Mon Dieu! Here is a poster showing Mr. Presage wearing a top hat. His picture is above the name, the Magnificent Mystico. Ah, and on top of the poster, a tube of bright red lipstick. I shall take this red lipstick as evidence it must belong to one of the guests. You would think Miss Odette, since it's, His suitcase and all. Well, alright. Let's see if that's enough to piece together the next part of the story. Alright. Tell theory. Dear guest, I shall now uncover the motive behind this misdeed. I suspect the facts of motive originate within... The drawing from the dining room. The penthouse? I don't know. Person working within the penthouse? Why, it was none other than... Odette Shapiro? I have no fucking idea at this point, but you know. And the means by which Odette Shapiro and the penthouse came to know this, I believe they had a... lipstick in their possession. This is not going well. I don't yet have possession of all the facts. I must do better. Yep, cancel theory. Cancel theory. Something here does not quite add up. I think I need to think this through. You found his suitcase. I see. Well, hey, I can explain that. Okay, here we go. You see, Mystico and I mean, Alastair and I, we go way back. When he was performing as a magician, I was his assistant for a little while. We almost had a thing, but my career took off. What were the chances of us meeting here like that? It was fate. Something sparked. He ran to my room with his suitcase and we started packing my things. We were gonna run away together. He went back down to get something, but didn't return. I went to look for him, but I found the door to his room shut, and I could hear voices coming from within. With a glass in my hand, I crept quietly into the room next to his. My memory gets a little hazy after that. I'm the reason the bathroom is out of order. Okay. Anyone else have anything to say? Okay. Let's see if we can go pick up the glass in the dining room now. The red lipstick on this drinking glass appears to be the same shade as Miss Shapiro's. I'll take this as evidence. Okay. Well, this appears to be everything that I can pick up. I mean, my inventory is full now. So maybe now the motivation came from her listening through the wall or something? We'll see. Okay, I suspect the facts of the motive originated from within. Room 003? Person working within room 003, why it was none other than Odette Shapiro. Ah, come on. Odette, and the means by which Odette Shapiro in room 003 came to know all this, I believe they had a wine glass in their possession. They listened through the wall. She picked up her drinking glass. Everyone knows what one does with a glass to eavesdrop, right? Yep, you put it against the wall and then it kind of magnifies the sound. Pressing the glass I mean, a wine glass would not be the right kind of glass to do that with, but, well. Pressing the glass against the wall, she leaned in and put her ear to the bottom of the glass. Sigh. It's true. Every single damn word. I heard two voices. One was unmistakably Alastair's, the other I'm not so sure. The other person sounded incredibly sore, accusing Alastair of something over and over again. Alastair denied everything. Said that it was all in the past. It sounded like his words came between short outbreaks of laughter. The door slammed as the other someone left the room and their footsteps thundered down the hall. An incident from the past. It appears our victim and his assailant knew one another, an old rivalry perhaps. I feel with a little more work I shall soon be able to put this matter to an end. Act 3, the murder. Alright, let's talk to everyone again. One of the others will probably tell you, so I might as well come clean. After dinner, Mr. Presage and I had us a card game, and well, I might have lost my temper with him. But it was the preacher and he I left alone in this room last night. To tell the truth, I don't like to think of what might have happened to the poor fella. I prefer to think happier thoughts, like back to that last meal we all had together. To my great surprise, our meals were already on the table, with the concierge there to greet us. My good sir, I must congratulate you on again solving another piece of the puzzle. It is true what Miss Shapiro states. That evening the guests assembled for dinner, everyone except Miss Chase. Inspector, I must again apologize for the bathroom situation. That workman should be with us shortly. Truth be told, I've forgotten the combination for the lock I attached to the door. And there was me thinking I had a foolproof way of recalling the numerals. What? That evening at dinner, Miss Chase, the flying floozy, was absent from the table. Of course, she was happy to join the men afterwards in the drawing room to play poker. Can you believe that? He and I were reunited, and then I was stood up for a card game. That night I awoke to a horrendous sound coming from down the hall, and then suddenly it stopped. That's why I couldn't make dinner, you see. Amelia's propeller wouldn't turn. There was far too much work to do on the old girl. Last time I saw poor Mr. Presage, why, I guess that would have been this morning when I found him. I felt sick to the sight of the poor man and ran upstairs to the bathroom. I was startled at seeing the concierge before me applying that dreaded lock. Curiously, I remember him repeating two names over and over again, like a mantra. He said, preacher, prospector, prospector. So maybe the rooms are staying in 1313. No, 3131, maybe? 3131? As soon as I laid eyes on him, I could tell. There was that there dead man dealt in the occult. We played cards after dinner, me, him, the lady, and Mr. Burbank, the oil prospector. The lady retired to bed early. Around midnight, our departed friend revealed himself as the trickster he was when picture cards fell from his shirt sleeves. That's when Drunkle Burbank crashed angrily out of the room, screaming blue murder. I see. No, still no reason to touch him. Yep, alright. Let's see, 3131. Ta-da! Okay. Basin. Let's check the basin. Here's a stuck faucet. Oh la la. This basin is blocked with a luminous green vomit. I fear this is where a magician left the stage. Perhaps Miss Chase's wrench will come in handy. The faucet is free. I'm sure Mr. Wolf will be pleased. Aw? AW? Oh, so he was saying it was the concierge, Elaine Wolf. The steam from the hot water has made the letters AW appear on the mirror. Could this have been written just before Mr. Presage met his end? So he probably took the rat poison from the prospector's room, and I mean the meals were already laid out in the dining room and all that, so he poisoned one of them. Of course it would be the concierge. Of course. Obviously there was something between Elaine and Alastair in the past, because why else would there be a frickin' portrait of Mr. Magnifico or whatever it is in one of the rooms. Alright. Oh, do I have to look at him again? Okay. Apologies once more. Okay, alright, let's see. Tell theory. To reach my conclusion, I can now confidently name the murderer and murder weapon. Firstly, the room in which the murder took place was... Wait. Oh, the dining room. There it is. The dining room. Waiting to commit this cold-blooded act in the dining room was none other than Elaine Wolf. In the dining room using the poison as the murder weapon. With a black thought, the unassuming Mr. Wolf picked up the rat poison. He carefully added a measure of rat poison to the meal of his rival. Being his usual self, the poison was carefully applied so as to avoid detection. Bravo, Monsieur Gross Cliché. Perhaps the one mistake I made was in taking you for a fool. I cannot deny the facts. Then one piece of the puzzle that eludes me still is why. A long time ago, I was known by another name. My act was a great success. Every night I performed for a full house. Then he arrived on the scene. I was the mysterious Magnifico. He was the magnificent Mystico. Okay, that was close enough. I got the two mixed up. Mysterious Magnifico, magnificent Mystico. That's funny. You can see the treachery. He stole my entire act and I was ruined. I started a new life and built this hotel up from nothing. My time for tricks and deception had passed until last night. for my final act, I took my revenge. That's the end. Credits and special thanks. Cool. Well, that was fun. I really like the, you know, like the 3D art style and the music and the, I mean, you know, of course, it being a game made in just 2 weeks, the plot was so-so, but it was fun. Gameplay was really fun and everything. So yeah, that was the last act. Thanks for watching. Until next time, rock on.